The fairy tale hasn't just ended, it's burning to the ground. While the world watched their obsessive PDA, Kourtney Kardashian was secretly drowning in a nightmare of betrayal. Is Travis Barker's soulmate narrative just a cover for a recurring addiction to infidelity? From the shadows of a 19-year-old mistress to the ghost of Kim Kardashian, the mask is finally slipping. Get ready, because the truth behind Kravis's collapse is darker than anyone dared to imagine. A heartbreaking breakdown behind closed doors. Right now, the world is witnessing a gut-wrenching scene from behind the lavish gates of Calabasas, where Kourtney Kardashian is reportedly experiencing a devastating mental collapse. The queen of healthy living, who usually appears so calm and in control, is now said to be spiraling into deep grief as a storm of rumors hits her marriage relentlessly. There are no more serene smiles or confident looks like those she usually displays on her reality show. Behind closed doors, Kourtney is reportedly spending her time reflecting on every life choice she has made, while tears become her only companion in the cold dead of night. The rumors of Travis Barker's involvement with a 19-year-old girl have become a dagger plunged straight into the heart of a marriage that millions around the world once worshipped as a perfect Gothic fairy tale. This is not just a rough patch, it is the total disintegration of a woman's peace. The teenage scandal shaking the foundation. News regarding Travis Barker's alleged affair with a woman barely 19 years old has sent a massive shockwave through every corner of the internet. This betrayal feels infinitely more painful because the woman's age is barely different from Travis's own children, creating a dark and disturbing narrative for anyone who hears it. The public is horrified, imagining how a man in his 50s could get entangled in such an inappropriate scandal with someone who is emotionally and chronologically still so young. Kourtney, who has been building an image of a harmonious family with their new baby Rocky, must now face the bitter reality that her husband might be seeking validation in places that are entirely unacceptable. This scandal isn't just cheap gossip, it is a sledgehammer shattering the foundation of trust they built with so much public affection and performative romance over the past few years. The rocker's old patterns returning to haunt him. For those who have long followed the legendary drummer's career and private life, this scandal isn't exactly a brand new surprise in his history. Travis Barker has a well-documented and lengthy history of infidelity in his past volatile relationships. From honest confessions in his own memoir to stinging accusations from his ex-wives, this behavioral pattern seems like an old script being replayed with a different cast, but an identical plot.
The public is starting to realize that the wolf inside Travis may never have truly disappeared, but was merely sleeping under the influence of intense early relationship passion. The hope that Kourtney would be the final anchor capable of changing Travis's bad habits now looks like a fading illusion, leaving a deep sense of disappointment for fans who briefly believed in his transformation. It seems the leopard hasn't changed his spots, he just hid them under expensive tattoos. The lingering shadow of Kim Kardashian. One thing that has always been a thorn in the side of Kourtney and Travis's relationship is the eternal rumor regarding the rocker's initial attraction to his sister, Kim Kardashian. Long before Travis knelt on a bed of roses for Kourtney, he openly admired Kim's beauty in his autobiography, creating an unspeakable awkwardness in their family dynamic. Many speculations suggest that Kourtney was actually just the closest option for Travis to remain in the orbit of the Kim Kardashian life he had admired for so long. The thought that her husband might have married her just as a bridge to stay near her sister is a nightmare that now haunts Kourtney's every step in her solitude. The fear of being a second choice or a mere substitute is the kind of pain that can destroy any woman's self-esteem, especially for Kourtney, who gave everything to a man she loved with all her soul. The PDA mask covering hidden cracks.
Presenter TV host. For a long time, the excessive public displays of affection, or PDA, they showcased at every opportunity were seen by many as evidence of a deep and inseparable love. However, behavior experts and sharp-eyed netizens began to suspect that all the touching, kissing, and inappropriate hugging were just forced compensations to cover up massive insecurities. It was as if they had to constantly prove to the world, and perhaps to themselves, that they were fine, when behind the scenes there was an emptiness being masked by provocative physical movements. This extra and coordinated intimacy is now viewed as a desperate attempt to maintain a narrative of happiness that is cracking under the pressure of reality. When the cameras turn off and the spotlights dim, that affection reportedly turns into a cold silence and chilling suspicion, proving that what we see on the surface is often just a deceptive mirage of true intimacy. Dark theories of manipulation and gaslighting. Discussion forums like Reddit are now filled with dark theories attempting to dissect what is truly happening inside this storm-tossed household. Many users predict that Travis will use psychological manipulation or gaslighting tactics to make Kourtney feel guilty for the breakdown of their own relationship. There is a huge concern that Travis might blame postpartum hormonal changes or Kourtney's intense focus on their baby as the reason behind his actions of seeking entertainment outside the home.
These tactics are often used to twist facts so that the victim of betrayal actually feels like the one who failed to provide enough attention to their partner. If true, this is a form of systematic emotional cruelty where Kourtney will be forced to doubt her own perceptions while her husband continues his cunning acts behind the shadow of his status as a busy rock star. The real reason behind Kourtney's inseparable stance. Many people are starting to question why Kourtney seems to literally stick to Travis wherever he goes, even to the point of neglecting the quality time she usually shared equally with her other children. The emerging theory is tragic. Kourtney might be doing this not out of possessive love, but because she has zero trust if Travis is left alone without her supervision. Every post about breastfeeding or her busyness as a new mother is seen as a polite excuse to stay by her husband's side at all times, so Travis has no opening to commit another betrayal. This is a picture of a marriage lived in constant anxiety, where the wife must play the role of a prison guard just to maintain the integrity of her fragile household. The exhaustion of having to stay vigilant every single second will surely drain Kourtney's emotional energy to its lowest point. Scott Disick déjà vu, history repeating itself. The public cannot help but compare Travis Barker's situation to Kourtney's dark past with Scott Disick, her ex-partner and father of her 3 children.
Ironically, after years of struggling to escape Scott's cycle of betrayal, Kourtney seems to have fallen into the same hole, only this time with a man who is much better at hiding his tracks under the cloak of a rocker romance. Many feel that Kourtney has a pattern of falling for men with loyalty issues, which ultimately leads to her losing her own identity and slowly fading into a shadow of her partner. Fans' sadness peaks as they realize that Kourtney, who was once known as the most independent of her sisters, is now trapped again in a toxic and damaging relationship dynamic. History seems to be repeating itself in a much more tragic way, leaving old wounds that hadn't fully healed to be ripped wide open once again. Kourtney's confession of painful differences. In a rare moment of honesty on their television show, Kourtney once admitted that her marriage to Travis actually requires very hard work because their personalities are so contrasting. Travis is a high-energy, impulsive figure who always needs new stimulation, while Kourtney prefers the peace and comfort of a quiet home life with her family. This confession is now seen as the first emergency signal indicating real disharmony between them that was hidden behind those red carpet kisses. This fundamental difference in how they view life and commitment is suspected to be the gap that allowed a third party to enter their seemingly solid relationship.
Kourtney may have realized long ago that she was trying to unite 2 worlds that could never truly merge, yet she chose to stay for the dream of a complete family that she has always craved so deeply. The end of a forced perfect fairy tale. Now, the question is no longer whether Travis Barker actually cheated, but how much longer Kourtney can maintain this mask of happiness before everything completely falls apart. The warning lights have been flashing bright red for months, and the world is now just waiting for the time when this forever narrative ends tragically in a divorce court. Will Kourtney once again forgive and pretend not to know for the sake of her perfect family image? Or will she finally find the strength to leave and save the remains of her dignity that has been trampled upon? The choice she faces now is incredibly heavy and will determine her future and that of her children under the unforgiving glare of the paparazzi.
This is the end of a chapter full of pretense, where bitter reality is finally tearing away the curtain of fantasy they built with so much drama and fake luxury.